Okay, y'all should really know by now, but I really like For Honor. I love medieval games in general, actually, and I haven't loved one this much since Age of Empires 2. That was released back in 1999, by the way. I was only 4 years old. However, it isn't a perfect game. As much as I do enjoy it, there are definitely areas where the game could improve, and you could say that really about any game. Now, I'm not a game designer, I'm not a pro player, and I'm definitely not stating that these are facts. These are just my suggestions and opinions, and some other great suggestions I've noticed from the community, specifically from Reddit, that I can get behind. There's probably other ways to solve the issues that I'm bringing up. There's probably, to some people, much more important issues that I'm glossing over. Before we begin, I wanted to give some honorable, or dishonorable, depending on your opinion, mentions I have seen frequently from the community, including bringing back Apollyon's voice in multiplayer, tweaking the UI at braking, especially so that it isn't covering so much of the screen, affecting your vision in battles right at the end, taunts or different poses on the loading screen, or a post-game screen with multiple poses similar to Overwatch, a knight with a warhammer for about the 89,000th time, free-for-all mode, insert execution animation suggestion here, mobile companion app, theater mode, literally everyone and their mother saying, increase the steal/XP gain, and finally, nerfing every hero except for your main because they all are overpowered.
We can't say nothing about this?
No.
Now, without further ado, here we go with my list of the top 6 suggestions I have to improve For Honor as a game. Number 1, simplify the post-match screen. So after a match, you do only have 45 seconds before the next one starts. Well, Marco, why do you say only 45 seconds? Well, because every time you level up or complete a challenge, there is a little alert that pops up on screen taking, I don't know, about between 5 and 10 seconds each, depending on how fast you mash your continue button. At the end of it, you get what feels like only 3 seconds to place your assets if you haven't already, and change orders. Actually, if you watch this video from Reddit user Viking Doggo, he or she is actually only left with 3 seconds after all is said and done. Like literally, not even as a joke. Now I understand Ubisoft that you want to break down everything that we've earned after a match, but I don't think that a special screen needs to pop up every single time you complete an order or level up. Maybe just have a quick summary for maybe total levels gained or total orders completed, not each individual one. Because this does shorten the time that we get to equip, delete, or... upgrading equipment. Why is that even an option here? Has anyone actually upgraded the equipment here? Also, kinda random, sometimes I see new equipment that I've been awarded twice, like in 2 separate places.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
It's the exact same item, exact same stats, and if I delete one, the other also becomes deleted. Kinda weird, and while not a deal breaker, does feel kind of off-putting, I'm not gonna lie. Number 2, please, somehow fix missing indicators. Again, I'm not a game designer, and I don't know if this is entirely possible, but I do understand why this is an issue in the first place, and I guess I'm in full support of it being here. Let me explain, I know I sound confusing. For the unaware, obviously, an attack indicator will pop up whenever someone tries to hit you with an external attack, meaning someone that you're not locked onto, right? So hypothetically, let's say a Shigoki starts charging his heavy attack, which is among the slowest in the game, right? And it's unblockable, meaning you have to dodge or you have to parry, right? Your timing's gotta be impeccable. Let's also say at the same time or shortly thereafter, a Peacekeeper, a Centurion, a Gladiator, somebody with faster attacks throws a heavy and feints it, or a light that connects. Well now, if it was coming from the same side as that Shigoki heavy was, it overwrites the attack indicator from Shigoki's charged heavy, meaning you don't know the specific time to parry it unless you know the character data, timing, and body movements 110%, which, yes, it's possible to do that, but it's a lot harder to focus on that when you are getting ganked. Everyone looks for that visual cue where the light flashes red, which isn't there anymore. Essentially, it overwrites that first attack indicator, if that's the word that we want to use. Now this is why I understand why this is a thing. For Honor's fighting system wants to let you know when the next attack is going to hit you from that side. So obviously, like I said, that Peacekeeper's light attack, for example, is going to hit you before that Shigoki heavy, right? So it wants to let you know about that, but for some reason it removes the indicator for the other attack. Now I don't know if it's caused by anything specific, whether it is just attacks like that or if it's feinting. because it's kind of hit and miss sometimes. Potentially maybe having multiple indicators on the side, that sounds like a bad idea because some people already complain the UI is a little bit clustered as is, so I don't exactly have the best solution here, to be brutally honest, guys, because having 3 or 4 indicators all on one side could be hella distracting and hella confusing. So I'm gonna leave the solution to this one up to you in the comments below. I wanna see if you guys might be able to think of anything else better. Maybe you'll just say, you know, have it so that the original attack doesn't get overwritten. I don't know. Number 3, remove Shaman. Hey, wait a minute, this isn't the For Honor subreddit. Number 3, let's see some more attacker and defender colors. Despite the meme that they've become, I actually don't mind some of the battle outfits.
Crazy. Oh my god!
Battle outfits.
Oh my fucking god!
Some of the symbols and patterns are pretty cool and I actually do use them quite frequently. Colors especially are also great. I just wish that I could show them off in 90% of the modes. There are plenty of potential colors that could be added to the attacker or the defending side. I understand that there's some that might be a little bit more neutral, but let's maybe look at expanding what exactly are the color spectrum for both attacker and defenders, because I feel like it's a little bit more limiting. Another thing I'd also maybe like to see is when you are selecting your colors, let's say for attackers or defenders, you can see the battle outfits colors locked in the user interface. For some reason, they don't show up, right? It almost feels like a guessing game unless you can find the Reddit post that says which outfit and which color linked with said outfit will be an attacker or defender color. Nice and simple overall, it does make the battle outfits a little bit more useful and thus more favorable in the community. I know a lot of people have gripes with them because it's quote-unquote low-effort weekly content, and I disagree. I think there's potential for them, I just would like to see that full potential realized. Number 4 is actually a 2-for-1 that stems from the whole summer sale content removal thing. Now, it is not what I'm here to debate or talk about, the issue is done with. However, I did see 2 great suggestions come out of the whole debacle. One thing I thought of and then later saw visualized by Reddit user _Robbie was separating year 1 and year 2 content to fix any potential clutter in the interface when you're customizing your heroes. Not only does this help separate and you're not searching through endless amounts of content, but I think it also is a good way to show just how far we have come when it comes to the effects, executions, emotes, outfits, and more. Another suggestion spurred out of the idea that Ubisoft would recirculate the removed items that were gone after the summer sale. Well, now that that isn't happening, I've seen a few people suggest what if they rotated some items on sale, be them executions, effects, or outfits. Maybe not all week, but maybe just every weekend. That way, we're still getting some good content on sale, and it is still a little bit of urgency for people to purchase steel packs because these sales aren't going to last forever and who knows when this item is going to come back on sale. So that way, the players are happy, they have something to save up the steel for and not spend as much, and this way, Ubisoft still has a push to sell those steel packs because that was the goal of the limited summer sale before the items disappeared temporarily. Definitely not a mandatory thing, I'm not saying this must be implemented, but I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's a best of both worlds that makes everybody happy. Number 5, adjust Renown Gain in group situations so that it is based off of damage dealt rather than who dealt the final blow. I suggested this on Reddit a long while ago, and honestly I still stand by this. Obviously, it wouldn't be based on total damage numbers because every hero has different numbers of health, but rather the percentage of damage you did to the opponent's health. Let me explain. So hypothetically, let's say a kill gives you 100 renown because it's the easiest freaking number to use in this situation. If I take away 70% of an opponent's health, and then a Shigoki comes in and finishes off the remaining 30%, then the renown would be split 70-30. I would get 70, Shigoki gets 30, and if he hit a heavy, plus whatever the execution bonus is. I think something like this will reward those who have earned their honor in battle if people really want to go that far. It also incentivizes getting into the fight rather than waiting for a cheap shot to finish off an opponent. And finally, number 6, let's add a new status for the effects. This is my proposition. you know how when you purchase an emote effect, right? There's two tabs. There's one for idle emote, and then there's one for combat emote, but you only have to purchase it once, and it applies to both types of emotes, right? What if anytime you purchased an idle emote, so when you're standing around doing nothing, you can also choose whether or not you want that emote to take effect once you go into revenge. Now, obviously, this is definitely just a fun idea. It might actually end up being a really shitty idea because, especially considering some of the effects, they can get a little bit chaotic on screen. I don't think it'll be fun to be fighting someone in revenge with a bunch of skulls and bones flying around their body, or those bamboo trees, even though I never see the bamboo tree emote ever. Maybe not with every emote, but maybe with the mask emotes, because they are at a higher price, right? This might be the extra little incentive to get them. Now, I've seen this idea numerous times. This one isn't my original idea. That is my hypothesized way of implementing it. But this is an idea I've seen tossed around for a long time, and I've always kind of gotten behind this because it sounds pretty cool, to be honest, and it's another way to get the most out of the effects that you purchase, especially the ones, again, with those mask outfits that cost a lot more money. And there you have it. That is my top 6, I guess 6.5 if you count that 2 for 1, ideas to improve my the player experience in For Honor. Now, as I said, this is all just my opinion. None of this is fact, and it doesn't really matter. I'm still going to enjoy the game. These are just quality of life improvements, and these, rough edges I'd like to see smoothened out a little bit. The game is definitely not unplayable by any means in its current state, at least in my opinion, and again, I just wouldn't mind seeing these extra changes. What did you think about my 6 suggestions, or even about those honorable mentions? Can you add to any of them, or do you disagree with me entirely? What are your other suggestions to help make For Honor better in your eyes? Let's talk down in the comments below. Or hey, maybe even in my Discord. Just as a heads up, you guys, I have just launched a Patreon for those of you who want to further support the channel than with just a subscription. Supporting on Patreon isn't mandatory, but it is extremely appreciated as it does help keep the lights on, and there are some special rewards for it. Again, you can check that out at the end of the video or in the description below. Of course, I've also got some social medias for you to follow me on. Or don't, it's your choice. I'm not gonna force you to. Now, before I go and wrap things up, and everyone starts criticizing me, oh, your outro's longer than the video, I wanted to apologize for the lack of content. I know that my schedule originally, did I just? Marco, why? I wanted to also apologize for the lack of content. I know that the schedule originally was stream Monday nights and video Friday mornings. Obviously the last week that has kind of fallen apart because some personal stuff happened. It was my fiance's birthday, and work has been scheduling me a lot more because I am going to be taking some time off later this week to go home for a wedding. Not mine, not for another 2 years. That being said, I'm going to try to get back on track with that schedule. It might take a little bit of time, but I want you to know that I'm not stopping with the videos, especially the For Honor ones, and that you can definitely expect me to hit my stride a little bit more maybe next month when I'm not taking as much time off. I also sliced open my finger on my fiance's birthday, ironically, so that was definitely something that took away from my gaming time as well. Kinda hard to play when one of your fingers won't stop bleeding, am I right? Now, one more thing, I know that this is definitely not the content that most of you guys subscribed for. I know I'm definitely known as one of the meme montage guys when it comes to For Honor, but I really don't mind doing these videos. I actually have a lot of fun expressing my thoughts and starting a conversation up with you guys. So if this is a type of video that you want to see more of, whether it is, top 10 things or just my opinion on the best trees in For Honor, let me know down in the comments below. And obviously liking the video is another way to show your appreciation, but you guys should know that. Come on, it's YouTube in 2018. Let's go! As always though, thank you so much for watching the video, guys, and sticking around till the end if you're even here right now and just listening to me ramble. I will see you on the next video. I'm going to try to get one out this Friday. No promises. If not then, maybe Monday, and if not then, definitely next Friday so we can get back on track with that regular schedule. I will see you then. I don't know how to end this now, so, yeah. Bye.